नमस्कार. जय श्री कृष्ण. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर, श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Enunciating text 30, text 31, text 32 and text 33 of chapter 16. Jay and Vijay cursed by the sages of third canto, the status quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 30. एतत पुरैव निरदिष्टं रमया क्रुद्धया यदा पुरापवारिता त्वारि विशन्ति मय्युपारते. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping. Text 31. Mai samarambha yogen निस्तीर्य ब्रह्महेलनम प्रत्यक्षतम निकाशम में काले नाल पियसा पुनः. The Lord assured the two Vaikuntha inhabitants Jay and Vijay, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansed of the sin of disobeying the Brahmanas and within a very short time return to me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead advised the two doorkeepers Jay and Vijay that by dint of Bhakti Yoga in anger, they would be delivered from the curses of the Brahmanas. Srila Madhav Muni remarks in this connection that by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can become free from all sinful reactions. Even a Brahma shap or curse by a Brahman, which cannot be overcome by any other means, can be overcome by Bhakti Yoga. One can practice Bhakti Yoga in many rasas. There are 12 rasas, 5 primary and 7 secondary. The 5 primary rasas constitute direct Bhakti Yoga. But although the 7 secondary rasas are indirect, they are also counted within the Bhakti Yoga if they are used in the service of the Lord. In other words, Bhakti Yoga is all inclusive. If one somehow or other becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes engaged in Bhakti Yoga as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.15. The gopis were attracted to Krishna by Bhakti Yoga in a relationship of lusty desire calm. Similarly, Kamsa was attached to Bhakti Yoga by dint of fear of his death. Thus, Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that even by becoming an enemy of the Lord and always thinking of Him, one can be delivered very quickly. It is said, Vishnu Bhaktah Smruto Daiva Asuras Tada Vipanyayah. Devotees of Lord Vishnu are called demigods, whereas non-devotees are called asuras. But Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that both demigods and asuras can derive its benefits if they always think of the personality of Godhead. The basic principle of Bhakti Yoga is to think of the Supreme Lord always. The Lord states in Bhagavad Gita 18.65, Mana Mana Bhava Mada Bhaktaha, always think of me. It doesn't matter which way one thinks, the very thought of the personality of Godhead is the basic principle of Bhakti Yoga. In the material planets, there are different grades of sinful activities, of which disrespecting a Brahmana or a Vaishnava is the most sinful. Here it is clearly stated that one can overcome even that grave sin simply by thinking of Vishnu, not even favorably but in anger. Thus, even if those who are not devotees of Lord Vishnu always think of Vishnu, they become free from all sinful activities. Krishna's consciousness is the highest form of thought. Vishnu thought in this age is to be done by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. From the statements of the Bhagavatam, it appears that if one thinks of Krishna even as an enemy, that particular qualification, thinking of Vishnu or Krishna, cleanses one of all sins. Text 32. Tvaha stha vadi sh bhagwan vimana shreni bhushanam sarvati shayaya lakshmya jushtam swama dhishnya mavishyata. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. It is clear from this verse that all the incidents took place at the entrance of Vaikuntha Lok. In other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Lok but were at the gate. It could be asked, how could they return to the material world if they entered Vaikuntha Lok? But factually, they did not enter and therefore they returned. There are many similar incidents where great yogis and brahmanas, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone to this from this material world to Vaikuntha Lok. But they were not meant to stay there. They came back. It is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. Vaikuntha Lok is described here as having splendid opulence, far surpassing the splendor of this material world. All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaho. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Those who know that Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engage themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnavas. The Vedic hymns also confirm this. Om Tada Vishnoho Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. Foolish persons, not knowing that Lord Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Text 33. Tau tu Giravana Rushabhau Dustarat Dhiralokataho हतश्रियौ ब्रह्मभूत शापाद भूताम vigatasmayo. But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, became morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.